Why, hello and welcome back to an all-new Sam Explains the World with your host Samantha Bremekamp. Today you have a license to dill, as we are going to pickle it just a little bit and bust a move by making quick overnight refrigerator pickles with very few ingredients and utilizing things you may already have in the garden like cucumbers and dill and some other savory things. I can't wait to hang out with you guys and to pickle some things because 'tis the season to get pickling. I can't wait. It's delicious. It's snackerific. And let's just give this a little crunchy munch while we can, because we can. Nicely sealed. Woo! Oh yeah. All right, come on, friends. Come on, come on. Oh my gosh, so good. Oh, are you guys still here? Sorry, just sit back, relax, grab a snack, a pickle if you want. If you want to get in the mood. Theme snacks tonight. And pick up some quick tips to make delicious, super fast pickles. Because you can, because you're amazing. So I think I have enough for now, and I'm going to take inside and show you how to do a really quick, delicious, what's known as like a refrigerator pickle or an overnight pickle, which is probably one of my favorite things. It's delicious, it's simple, and of course, you'll make it to taste however you want it to, but let's go inside. This time of year is the absolute best, especially for those who get invited to people's barbecues and stuff, and you're like, what can I bring? What exciting thing can I bring that's not like, I'll bring ice, which is actually something you should bring anyway because that's just nice. Or I'll bring the chips, or one of my favorites was when someone would always be like, I'll bring napkins. And you're like, don't overdo it. But be the guest that everybody keeps asking back and bring your own pickles to gift. Or some of your harvest from your garden. But like pickles are always a crowd pleaser. Maybe bring a couple of jars of different varieties if you have so many. And just see how many invitations start showing up in your mailbox or on your electronic device, because we're in the future now. But God, look how gorgeous those are. First jar of pickles of the season. These are just the quick overnight refrigerator pickles. I know we're gonna have a ton of cucumbers this year because you've been watching the progress of the garden. It's doing fairly well, but I don't have patience and I want them now. So I'm gonna put these in and I'll start being able to eat them tomorrow. So exciting. And I'll teach you how to do it. The easy overnight ones. And then at some point I'll teach you the serious brine ones, which will probably be later in the season when I'm just sick of them and have too many and need to prep them for winter. Because in winter there's nothing better than opening up a jar of your own delicious pickles and reminding you of the gift of gardening and summer and the beautiful weather that you now miss because it's winter. And if you love winter, pickles are still good in it. So, okay. I'm gonna go hug these for a minute and put them in the fridge, and I'll catch you later. So first things first, even though you just pick these things from your own garden, you're going to absolutely rinse them off. Even if you don't spray them with anything or whatever, nature's out there. Nature's been all over this, and this is nature. So give it a rinse because you don't want to have like schmutzy in your pickles. Because ew. Sometimes they have like a natural defense mechanism. Pickles have those prickly things that you're going to want to wipe off anyway. And sometimes they have like that, I don't know, coating of whatever, nature. Delicious, delicious coated nature. So very quickly. That's it. That's all I'm talking about. We're not trying to, give them a spa day, just like a quick rinse. And you're going to use a really nice, beautifully sharp knife. And I know people love to cut off the ends. I just did it for like the little flower bud that's dead, that fell off. But otherwise, like this is a perfect cucumber. This is one of the burpless varieties that doesn't have the prickers. Like it does teeny tiny little bumps, but they don't hurt you like the other ones do. And it's supposed to have like less seeds and everything, which is what produces the gas that produces burps. What a beautiful sentence. But I digress. Right now we're going to cut it up and get it ready for the jar. You can cut them however you want. If you want pickle chips, cut them like chips. If you want spears, cut them like spears. If you want them like Britney Spears, I don't know, become an artist and learn how to do pickle art. I don't know how to do that. But for this, I'm going to do spears. I prefer spears when pickling myself. Never pickle yourself, okay? But when I do pickling, that's what I prefer. So I'm gonna do long cuts. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going in your belly, so who cares? But really easy, super delicious. The smell is divine. If you're not into pickling, it's really fun to also, or if you just have so many of them, you could do a variety of things. Just putting cucumber in water just makes it fancier, makes me drink more water. If you're one of those people who, you know, sometimes drinking water is a chore, then add stuff. I love to steep lemon balm, lemon verbena, and the mint varieties that I have in the garden. And then make that into like almost like a tea. I call it a steeped water, and then putting it over ice. And I drink that all the time. Is it good for you? Could be. I don't know. It's delicious though, and gets me to drink way more water. And that's the name of the game, especially in the summer. It's so important to hydrate. Doesn't get more exciting. It's just so fun from the garden with the little flower buds, which is what brought the bees, which clearly worked. It's funny to see the different types of the insides for the different varieties. This one has like barely any seeds. This one has like a little bit more denser seed. And these have like the bigger traditional seeds. The, you know, varieties that the stepping point of which we learn and improve and keep our lives exciting. So why not continue that in the pickling world? Oh, marmalade. She'd like my help right now, so just sit back and hold on because she got the zoomies. Marv, come here. Marv is a bit of a pickling expert. She's not allowed directly in the garden because she does sample. And I get it because she watched me do it, but that's okay because I'm in charge. It's like less okay for, oh, my girl who's ready for her naps. Say, Marm, say hello. Hello, everybody. She said, I love pickles and I love watching mommy pickle things, but right now I'd like a couch nap because I'm so tired. I've been up for several hours. I did all my things. I ran around like a nut and I'm a growing puppy. Oh, the hugs. Nothing better, nothing better. So give us a moment so I can tuck her in. She's a cute little baby that she is. And then we'll get back to it. Mwah. Some of you might be experts in the pickling game. Proud of you, super cool. But for my novices, those who are just tuning in, just learning how to do simple things at home with me, I have a recommendation. When you have enough things cut up, prepped, cleaned, ready to go into your jar for pickling, put that in first. If you're making a brine on the stove with like the mustard seed, the vinegar, the sugar, dill, garlic, whatever, salt, pepper, whatever it is that you're putting in, I definitely recommend putting in the vegetable, whatever you're pickling, into the jar first. You're going to jam it in. You want it to get overstuffed. You want them to get uncomfortably close. I feel like the more the merrier in the pickling game. And then when you have finished cooking your brine, or if you're ready to just pour in your easy no cook refrigerator things, which we're about to do, you just pour it right over it until it's absolutely at capacity liquid wise. You don't want to give it space. You don't want to have like an inch of space on top without liquid, because that means some of the friends are not going to get pickled fully. And like that's just silly nonsense talk. Just fill it to the top. If a little spills out, that's okay, because vinegar and sugar and things like that are fairly cheap. So it's not like you're wasting gold, but the pickles you're producing will be absolute pure gold. What a funny little variety. Okay, wait, I don't like that there's some browning on that side. Boom. Sorry if a seed just shot at the camera. I hope you guys are okay. I'm gonna break some of them so they fit, because we know I'm gonna be snacking on these all of the time. So that's the only amount that's gonna fit into here. I probably should have, been smart and realized it ahead of time, seeing into the pickle future, but I didn't. So for now, I'm going to just do my easy refrigerator pickles and not do the big heavy brine, which I will definitely be doing once I have an abundance, a crazy amount of pickles, and I'm sick of the overnight pickles. Then I will do the stove brine. I'll share that with you guys, and then put it in the jars and seal them and put them in the basement. Or if you have like a dark, coolish closet or something to live for the winter, because you're gonna want to be snacking in the winter because it's the best time. So let's see me try not to spill this. This is just distilled white vinegar. Then I'm gonna fill almost to the top. The reason I'm not filling it to the top is because I have other things I'm gonna add to it, like the sugar and the dill. Always leave room for the good stuff. And remember, life is messy and it's okay. Boom. I'm putting a lot of sugar because it's going to have to offset all of that vinegar. I know that I like mine a little bit sweeter. If you don't, that's okay. You can make it however you want. Could do the garlic salt. I'm not going to do the spicy stuff for this batch because I want to be able to eat it too. We're definitely going to do this salt for this one. Well, we'll see. And don't be shy with how much you're putting in, because you're creating like an in-container brine that you're going to stick in the fridge overnight. And it's going to be amazing. I'll add a little bit of this dill for now before I run out to the garden and get the real stuff. I also kind of like to keep the dill in the garden because pollinators really, really rely on it. Butterflies in particular, especially those that are growing and are going to be future butterflies. They love dill. That's what the dill with dill is. Okay, so I'm gonna put the top on. It's gonna spill a little bit. You're gonna be like, whoa. And then once it's really nice and sealed, I'm going to tip it over back and forth to spread the ingredients that I only just put on top. You can, of course, buy, they have like kits for the brine in which you just add the liquid. But it's pretty easy to do, and it's not that complicated, and it's not that many ingredients. So if you have like the peppercorns, which I'll add in a minute, or the mustard seeds, which look like peppercorns, but different colors, then you add that, or you brine that, or you boil that. You do whatever you want. But right now, the name of the game is quick draw pickles. You can tell that it's nicely sealed because I'm not freaking out with it spilling all over myself. It's all fun and games until you smell like a pickle, then you know you've gone too far. Okay. These are basically perfect. I am going to add some peppercorns, and I'm going to probably slice up and add some garlic. I'm not going to cook the garlic, I'm just going to stick it in just to add some variety. I know I just did it, whoops, so slippery, the garlic salt, but I don't know if I just like seeing the bits of garlic in there. It just adds something, even if it's in my head, which I don't think it's entirely in my head, but we'll get a quick take from a vampire later on to see what they think about garlic. For those that celebrate Summerween, which is the summer variation of Halloween, I hope it's magnificent and magical, just like you. And for those that don't, why not? Why not add a little whimsy into your summer? Can't all just be barbecues. Should be a little mischievous too. Easily removing it because I didn't super seal it yet. And just plopping in the beautiful garlic. God, it smells so good. This, of course, is not the garlic that's sprouted, that's in the garden that I'm gonna plop in today. Today's the day. And just the straight up peppercorns, full meat. You know you like spicy, that's for you. In the next batch of these, I will be adding some of the jalapenos from the garden directly for my partner because he loves spicy and spicy loves him. And it's good for you. It just doesn't like me. Okay. Nice and tight. Keep these upside down for a second, and I'm going to stick them right in the fridge. And that's it. It's so beautiful. It's so easy. God, look at those. And fresh from the garden. Super cool. Mustard, by the way, is really easy to grow. So something else you could add to add some flair to your garden that you can then put in things like pickles, but endless possibilities. Let me be your spiritual garden guide, at least with pickling. Well, hello friends, and welcome to this segment of Sam's Plants the World. I'm Samantha Bremekamp, and I've invented a pretty cool sauce that pairs well with chicken, with salmon, halibut, cod, you name it. So by taking a few things from the garden that we are already growing and throwing them into a mini food processor, adding a couple other things that no, I did not grow all of the things that we're going to use in the sauce. Quick, simple, delicious, refreshing, and no cook. So let's go. Let's deep dive into. First, I'm going to be grabbing some of the basil. We have so much basil. Woo. We have different varieties, because variety is the spice of life. And are you a lightning bug? Huh. Who knew lightning bugs would be out this time of day? Maybe it's just like getting over a big night, One of the things that I'm definitely going to be adding is something called sorrel, or sorrel. And pour in the shadow. But it's this, and it actually gives a delicious lemony flavor. It's really easy to grow. One of those like old-fashioned herbs that I'm experimenting with this year. Because why not? Oh my God, look what I found in the wild. It's marmalade. Marm, what are you doing? Are you a jungle cat? Are you going to help me get some of the basil? Let's go see what she's doing. Marm. Marmageddon, more like. Am I right? Marmalade. What are you doing? What were you doing? Oh, hello. Hi. Caught. But that was fun to share with you guys. Here's a different variety of basil. Just going to grab some of the leaves. Notice that it's starting to flower, so I'm going to come back and pluck all of those off because it's too early and I don't want my basil flowering already. I had already done that to this, which is why it looks more like a hedge. You clip it and snip it, and it comes back full force. The thing I'm doing right now by just taking individual leaves is like not the best approach, but I'm just doing it for now. If you snip it at the bud, it will absolutely become a shrub. And there's nothing more delightful than a basil shrub. Although perhaps discovering marmalade is pretty close. All right, Mom, come help me make stuff. She's like a wizard in the kitchen, and she absolutely adores the food processor. So here we go. And because I plucked out all of that basil, because I didn't want flowering, and I picked some sorrel or sorrel, depending on how you say it incorrectly, it's your choice. Some cucumbers, because there's going to be an abundance now. It's cucumber season. I'm going to make a sauce I just invented the other day. And so I grabbed a bunch of basil, and it all started because I had run out of a lemon. Because I kept making that lemonade, the turmeric ginger lemonade that I showed you guys. So then I was in a panic because I was going to make dinner for my partner who was coming home from work, and everything was ready except for I ran out of lemon. So I had to get creative and come up with something that would top the salmon that I was making. So I remembered this herb is very lemony. So I got a bunch of that. It all began with this. And I put it in this mini food processor. And then I added basil leaves. And then I added cucumber. And then I added walnuts, EVOO, apple cider vinegar, balsamic glaze, Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper. And it came out so ridiculously good that we were eating it by the spoon. I don't even have any left over to show you guys because it went that quickly. So then I realized, okay, this is something that somebody else might really enjoy, having not thought of putting these weird things together. So we're going to go through the steps. It's pretty easy. And hopefully you guys get adventurous and try it and really like it. But first things first, you're going to shove a bunch of stuff into this. Now, that's going to go first, the sorrel, because that was the whole point of making it lemony before I became Dr. Frankenstein and just started adding a ton of things. This is so much basil, but it's all going to really chop down because, it's an herb and it's not like super thick. Okay. We're going to add that. We're going to chop up the cucumbers before we throw those in. It needs to have a liquid, otherwise it's not really going to chop a lot. So we're going to add a ton of EVOO. The apple cider vinegar also acts as a very good lubricant to really get these blades whirling around this deliciousness. It's just so pretty too. The green of summer. And I'm going to be adding more. If you're like, boy, that was a lot. First of all, it drips very, very seductively and slowly. It's a beautiful, my partner picked it up. It's just so fun. Fancy. And it's almost like making a pesto, kind of. Note that my partner put super pretty Himalayan pink chunks into the pepper salt grinder, which we only use for salt because we love that wooden pepper grinder. Because we can. We're adults. You get to do what you want. And yeah, if you decide that you only like some of the ingredients, only do some of them. Or you want to add other things, feel free. There's no wrong answer as long as it tastes good to you. You don't have to worry about pleasing the other people. Unless you're up for a promotion, you're inviting your boss over for a really good meal. But it's going to be really easy. I keep adding things. I'm going to chop up the cucumbers, so sit tight so I can grab a knife. Proud of your patience. Nothing like getting produce right from your own garden that has not been thrown up in price like they keep doing at the grocery store, which is just insane. But I digress. You're feeling that too. It's just really fun too to have different types of cucumbers just to see what grows, what works, what doesn't, who climbs better, who brings all the bees to the yard. I'm gonna have to chop this down a little bit, but just to show you how easy it is. Ooh, wow, ooh. I'm not gonna add everything at the same time because you want to give the blades a chance to really eat into the ingredients that you've added. Gotta pay the toll, I'll plug it in and make some sounds. Just want to show you, get up close and personal with you. Oh yeah, we're gonna really puree it. I don't really want to be eating the sauce. I want to be eating chunks of sauce. Before we continue to puree it, I'm gonna add more things. Like the walnuts. So very similar to a pesto. To me, I'm like more refreshing. Flavor flav. Walnuts, of course, are good for you. Healthy fats. Nuts of protein. Again, put as much or as little as you prefer. So many loud sounds. Should have given you a warning. I'm gonna do some of the delicious balsamic glaze that I literally put on everything. I was in Venice Beach in California. Went to this super crazy ice cream place that had very strange flavors. And the one that I ended up getting, because I was like, yeah, I'll try all those weird flavors. And it was a strawberry balsamic glaze. And basil. And it was amazing. It was amazing. It like kicked my taste buds dead center and threw me into, for a loop of excitement and joy. You ever see those videos where a baby tries something for the first time, like a potato chip or like ice cream, and like you just watch the reaction for them being like, wow, that ice cream was like that for every single bite that I had of it. And for all of you right now who are like, you bite your ice cream, it's an expression, and yes, I do. If you don't, okay. Make me a monster? I don't know. The ice cream police, people. Okay. A healthy amount of EVOO because I'm watching my weight. Just kidding. Watching it flux in and out because it's summertime. Gonna add some more of the basil on top. Continue with that gorgeous, gorgeous color. Okay. All right, everybody. Here comes me. And back to blending. There's one thing of basil stuck on top. You probably can't see it. That was just basically like dancing around the pole, which just delighted me. Hilarious. But that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to blend it a little bit more, but you guys don't need to watch all of that. But if you want, you can watch me taste some of it right now because that's the best part, right? I use a fancy spoon because I am fancy. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Yeah. It just needs to be pureed. So right now it's like I'm eating something a little chunky, but the flavors. There's like the lemony flavor from it tastes like I put a lemon in here. That's how strong and delicious sorrel is, or sorrel. I'm gonna keep saying it both ways. Maybe they're both wrong. I don't know. I learned it by reading it. I don't think I've ever heard it said out loud, obviously. And that's okay. Don't ever be afraid to be wrong from saying a word. If somebody knows how to say it correctly, maybe they'll teach you. Or no one will say anything because nobody cares. Super lemony. And then it's offset by the coolness of both the basil and the cucumber, added with the richness of the walnuts, the healthy fats, a little parm, a little vinegar. Probably add a little bit more oil just to really help it emulsify. And you have a winner. It's delicious. Guess we're having salmon or chicken tonight because, well, we'll see if this lasts. To be fair, I'll probably eat all of it right now, which is your call. So thanks for popping in for this delicious exchange. Hey, didn't realize you guys were here. So thanks for stopping by for this episode of Santa Plans the World in which we made this concoction of crazy. We kicked it off with these delicious pickles. You know it's good when you can hear the crunch. Hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. You pickle some things. You blend some stuff. You just eat really well and have a delicious time. And then catch us next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. 8 p.m. Friday, BCT Berks. Thanks for watching, guys.